Journeyman centers don't often land on the cover of Sports Illustrated, but veteran big man Jason Collins changed that equation with a cover story in which he becomes the first active player in a major U.S. sports league to announce he is gay. Collins, who split time between the Celtics and Wizards last season, made the announcement in a first-person story in SI. It begins, "I'm a 34-year-old NBA center. I'm black and I'm gay. I didn't set out to be the first openly gay athlete playing in a major American team sport, but since I am, I'm happy to start the conversation. I wish I wasn't the kid in the classroom raising his hand and saying, I'm different. If I had my way, someone else would have already done this. Nobody has, which is why I'm raising my hand." Lots of reaction today around the NBA, including here in Atlanta, where Collins spent 3 seasons as a Hawk.
I think it took a lot of courage to do. Jason was a friend. He still is a friend, and he was a great teammate, ultimate professional. And, I definitely commend him on, making the decision that he made. Now, he can live his life comfortably and not worry about what the public eye, what opinions they have about the situation.
Thoughts of Josh Smith today as we welcome in Charles Barkley from across the hall, where he is set up to get to work on TNT tonight. You've said for years that you probably played with gay athletes.
Oh, yeah, everybody.
They've been in the NBA. There are gay people in every walk of life virtually, but this is the first. Yeah. He's the first to come out and say it as an active player. How big a deal is it for the league? Well,
number one, I want to make it perfectly clear. It's really nobody's business, first and foremost. But as a TV person, we have to comment on it. I'm happy for Jason. We've all played with gay guys. It's no big deal. I thought Doc Rivers said it best. It's more a society thing. I think the player, and I hate when these reporters get on television and try, first of all, they never played sports. So to get on television, they've been saying it for years, like, oh, these guys are going to be uncomfortable in the locker room. And also, I think they do an injustice to gay athletes saying, it's like an insult saying they're going to be looking at the other players. It doesn't work like that. So I'm happy for Jason. He deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves to be happy. But as you see, he's played on 6 teams.
Right.
So at least 6 teams have played with a gay guy. But I've been retired for 14 years. I played with probably 3 or 4, I think, gay players. That's their own business. Who people have sex with is really none of anybody else's business, to be honest with you. But I'm happy for him. I thought it was great the way he handled it. He didn't, because a friend of mine got outed last week. I thought that was not very cool at all. Not very cool at all. But I'm glad Jason took ownership. He has nothing to be ashamed for. I'm just glad he got it out there. So now, hopefully, if anybody else want to do it, God bless them.
Here in 2013, when public polls reveal that more than half the country is now in favor of gay marriage, where you even see conservative congressmen and senators evolving on that issue, it may not be a big deal, but it's a big deal in that he's the first to come out and say it.
But what I think this is going to be a really good thing is, I want to play devil's advocate here. I think people should be able to come out saying they don't like it. We can't kill people who come out. Listen, I'm for gay marriage and everything, but I think that's why the United States is the greatest country in the world. Guys who don't like it, they should not be crucified. That's the thing we got to sit here and talk about honestly. Some guys are going to be, I don't want to call them dumb or stupid or ignorant. They just don't like it. So I think they should be able to say it. I 100% disagree with them. But if we're going to have an open, honest debate on this subject, people who are uncomfortable being around not just gay athletes, gay people should have the right to say that and not get crucified.
Well, I feel like there's 2 things, Charles. Whenever you start talking about theology or sexuality, it just stirs people in so many different directions because it's hundreds and hundreds of years. It's the way you were brought up, and it stirs all these emotions up. It's been really interesting to watch people's reaction on the day. But I wanted to ask you, in regards to Jason and the impact that he can have, how important is it for Jason to next year have an opportunity to continue his career? Does that matter at this stage or not, that he's actually on a roster next year, playing, is with a franchise moving forward?
Brett, I think that's a great question. That's a great question because he's obviously on the downside of his career. I think he averaged 1 or 2 points a game. So I don't know if he would have been re-signed anyway.
And that's the unanswerable question. We don't know.
So I think that's a little bit unfair because the NBA has always been progressive in all civil rights issues. So I think that's a little bit deceptive. What I hope that happens is, listen, the number 11, 12 guy on your team is not really going to get to play most of the time. I think he would be a great mentor for some young guys in the league. As far as not about the sexuality, about being a hard-working player who's had a long career. I mean, the guy's been serviceable for years. Him and his brother both have been very good NBA players for a long time. You don't hang around the NBA this long if you can't play.
Right.
I don't know if he would have been re-signed, but I think it would be really cool if a team said, hey, you obviously aren't the player you used to be. Come here and mentor our young guys because we need and work with them.
Well, to that last point, Charles, the fact that he's come out, maybe some other young guys or any other guys in sports will come out, he can be that mentor that helps him overcome that, because to hold that secret for so long as a kid, and Mom, if you listen, I apologize, we're going through it personally with the first cousin that's in a coma or just passed away from a coma. It's a situation I can't go in deep about it, but I've been knowing about the whole gay thing since I've been 9 or 10 years old, and having family members, you go back and forth, you talk about it. And then as you get older, you realize that this is what this young man wants to do, this is his lifestyle, how he wants to be. But to be man enough to stand up and say, this is who I am, this is how I want to be for the rest of my life. If there's anyone else out there that want to do it, I can show you how to come out and come clean with it.
You know, me and Dennis are in a unique situation. I think it's different when you're black because we didn't go through the segregation and things like that. But anytime you're discriminated against, it's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible feeling. And learning about it from my mother, my grandmother, my dad, and those older black guys back in the day, that must have been horrific. So, yeah, there is some anti-gay sentiment out there, but I thought Doc Rivers touched it, but he says he's going to be safer in the locker room than he is in public. Because like I say, I've been hearing for years these reporters get on television and says, oh, they're going to treat him bad in the locker room. I was like, dude, first of all, we all play with gay guys. We didn't treat them bad.
It's the media's job to treat us bad in the locker room.
Yeah, I know.
That's right.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
But like
right.
I say, I want to make this one thing perfectly clear.
Yeah.
I think for us to have an honest discussion, if guys don't like it, they should be able to say it and not get crucified. If we're going to have an honest discussion.
I like that.
Appreciate it, Chuck.
Thank you. I got nothing else to do tonight. I'm taking the night off.
You're not on the
Night off.
Twitter, but Jason Collins is, and his account has drawn thousands of new followers today. Thank you to everyone who has reached out to me through email, text, calls, tweets, letters, and every other form of communication support. He seems to be getting a lot of it.
The
here.
president called him today. I mean, it's an amazing thing.
Well, it's a great thing. I can't believe in 2013 we act like, wow, he did something wrong. Like, he didn't do anything wrong. I'm happy for the kid.
Chuck, appreciate it. We'll see you on TNT.
Oh, I got to go back to work?
Yeah, you have
Have to.
Oh, you giving me the night off?
Sure. Yeah, why not?